watch that.
Thank you, Alex. So now it's time for a coffee break. We want to start with a look at Gen Z and the types of jobs and careers that are prevailing for that generation. Turns out a new study reveals the so-called lost generation may be finding themselves fixing America's kitchens and bathrooms. I know, right? I kind of like this.
Okay,
The
great.
National Student Clearinghouse reveals more Gen Zers are using their hands and skills in industries such as plumbing and electrical work. The number of students enrolling in vocation-focused schools rose 16% last year, while enrollment to community and four-year institutions has fallen. Students studying construction rose 23% between 2018 and last year. Gen Zers are apparently seeing more stable income in these trades than in a degree, let's say, in philosophy or theology or any other liberal arts degree that you may have.
It's very
done.
practical, and they're always going to have work.
Absolutely.
And the thing is, college is so expensive. It is getting more and more and more expensive. So, and a lot of these jobs pay really well.
Right.
So, you know, I can see that trend probably continuing.
And I come from a very blue-collar family, and a lot of my family, nieces and nephews, have trade-type jobs
Yeah.
where they're making great money, more money than I was making at their age.
Right.
And the benefits are great too, so
Well,
I'm
a lot
all
of
for
people
it.
can set their own schedule. If you end
Yeah.
up working for yourself, if you're
Right.
an electrician. I had a friend who's an electrician. He's like, it's great. I decide when I'm going to take off, and when I come back, there's always work.
And
Right.
you're a business person. You
Awesome.
become a business person, right? Working for yourself. And I think there's a lot of emphasis now on educational institutions recognizing that there needs to be more training and more options for people who want to go into those fields.
I like that.
Yeah.
We like to see that. Okay, I don't know if you guys remember the solar eclipse in 2017?
Of course,
Yeah, I was
yeah.
there.
Me too.
In Madras,
Covering it.
Oregon. I
Oh,
loved
you were in
it.
Madras?
Yes.
Okay, I used to work in Bend, Oregon.
Oh, yeah, it was awesome.
Okay, there's a lot of excitement building up around the total solar eclipse that's happening next week, and states witnessing the eclipse are getting ready to handle a major influx of visitors. You probably covered that, right?
I did.
About 32 million people live in the roughly 115-mile wide path of totality, and an additional 150 million people live within 200 miles. Of course, millions more expected to visit and witness the eclipse. That means potential traffic and trouble on the roads, but don't worry, multiple state transportation and emergency management officials have spent more than 2 years holding regular calls to prepare for this. Troopers will focus on patrolling interstates and highways and crashes and stopped cars, of course. Rest stops will stay open later than usual. Road crews will also have gas cans to help anyone out of fuel. I mean, 2 years to prepare for something like this. I believe
know.
it, but it is just a little hard to believe that this is going to be a major event.
Well, and the interesting thing is, like, when I covered it in Madras, the mayor, he like does woodworking, like in his usual
very
time, right?
Oregonian, yeah.
But so now with having to plant, I mean, he was very concerned about the influx of people and what was going to happen in their small little town, because sometimes
used to all those people.
they're not
built
used
for
to
all
it.
of those
It's
people.
not Bend either.
Right,
You know, I mean, it's
right.
like a little tiny
It's much
town
smaller.
outside.
And I saw some of the places that have the totality are charging like $800 to go to like Arkansas.
Yeah, they're gouging
That's
people.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's Arkansas. But hey, that's a lot of
Big
money.
business,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, it is big business, I suppose.
The natural state.
Yeah.
It's actually very pretty
I've
there.
never been there.
A user
I need to
on
go.
X shocked the internet after pointing out that most mixed juices and smoothies are mainly made from apples, it turns out. It's being called apple juicification, and it's the illusion of choice. That's another term people have made up for it. 13 juices were examined, and the majority of them were made with 50% apple juice or more, despite not having apple in their names. The British Soft Drinks Association says this common practice is used to balance the flavor. And of course, this thread raised an age-old debate: is apple juice actually good for you? A registered dietitian says it can help keep you hydrated, but a vegetable-based juice or smoothie with its fruit fiber still intact is actually what's recommended.
But also sounds not as fun.
Yeah, right?
Also, they say just, eat the apple because
Yes.
it is now processed and has more sugar and all that.
Exactly.
Well, so apple juice, though, is used as sweetener in a lot of
That's true,
products
yeah.
when they don't
And
want to use
applesauce,
sugar. And
too.
apple, yeah, so
And that's a healthy dessert.
I can
Applesauce.
see where it would be used in smoothies.
Yeah, I can see why. I guess it's just a transparency issue.
Yeah.
Right? When people don't know.
Transparency is important. All right, the age-old question here. How often should you really be washing your
This
hair?
is
I
a
thought the
debate
age-old
amongst
question was
women
if
a lot.
apples are good for you.
No, there's two age-old questions. This is the other one. According to a dermatologist, a solid baseline is to shampoo once a week, but it depends on the person. So if you wear your hair in braids, it's recommended every 2 or 3 weeks. If your hair is dyed or damaged, don't wash it too often. Also, if you have dry scalp or an autoimmune issue, or you're using a lot of hairspray and gels, you'll need to up your frequency. And to clear a common misconception, washing your hair does not cause hair loss. I know
Is
for
that a
women.
misconception?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I guess so. I guess a lot of women, I've talked to them and they don't
You've
wash
talked
their.
to women?
Well, I've talked to you guys. You're the only three I've ever talked to. No, but just not washing your hair every day because I wash my hair every day, but most
No,
women
if you
don't.
think about what goes into it, it's
Yeah.
the wash,
No, I
it's the
get it.
conditioning,
Blow dry.
it's the blow dry,
Yeah.
it's the styling.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot.
Dry shampoo is my friend. I
Yeah.
know that
It's
for
a
sure.
lot. And it does dry out the hair.
Yeah, but it's good to know it does make you lose your hair.
Yes,
for
that
us,
is
for
good
us
to know.
men.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, there was a time when we were all talking about, that really it's recommended to only wash your hair once a week. And I know a lot of women were trying to reach that week mark, and I would try to, and I was like, I just can't. I'm a visual medium, right? Like I just can't go on
Yes.
with greasy hair on
Yeah.
TV. So for me, it's just a few times.
And it
Well,
depends
y'all
how
have
much
gray
you
hair,
work
so it always looks
out and all of that too, right?
Yeah.
Hey, do you?
Yeah.
That's the
you.
moral of the story.
Exactly.
And that's today's coffee break.
CBS News Los Angeles, your local news, streaming wherever, whenever.